nights popping bottles at the bottles. Sticking on the drinking liquor like it's water. God complex, nigga walking on the water. Certified gold member, I'm groovy like I'm Austin Powers. Bitch, I got powers. Bitch, look me in my eyes, she just lost her powers. The man, the myth.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Juan Kenobi. I'm here with another one. I got my boy.
You already know it's your boy Najee Joseph. You can find me at the Current Culture channel on YouTube or at Najee Joseph the One on any platform.
It's your boy Suave, aka General Z. You can follow me on IG at SUAV_.
And it's Trisha, and you can follow me on Instagram at sincerely.trisha with 2 A's.
One of my favorite rappers got a song that says, I got hoes.
Area.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
even Jigga got a song that says, hoes, 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 hoes. I
Can't say the whole thing, though. We don't want copyright out here.
Hey, listen, man. We finna get into this great discussion about how do y'all feel about the polygamy world. Some people call it
Poly world.
the poly world. Not the molly world, the poly world. Me, myself, I don't mind it. You feel me? Two is always better than one.
I ain't got enough emotions for two females.
But
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't. That's the thing for me. Like,
I ain't got it.
being locked, I gotta be locked in. I can't be locked in with too many hoes at the same time. I can knock a few down, but I can't really give y'all my time because I want a lot of time for myself. I think it's more of a selfish thing for me. Like,
I'm very selfish.
I want more. I want my own.
I can't share.
No, I can share. I don't. You ain't mine. You feel me? I'm sharing anyways. But I'm just saying, like, me as in me myself, I would like to try to hold them. You feel me? But emotionally, I don't think I'd be able to do it just because I slap both y'all. Not really. I'm just saying that's how my mind was. That's how I would be thinking. Like, bro, I'm geared different. You feel me? That ain't for me. But hey, two women that understands me and is okay with me giving me a lot of me time and giving y'all some time too. I'll let your boy.
How you feel about that, Najee? I can tell by your face expression.
Oh, he ready to pop.
You ready to just let something out. You got a lot to say. I can just tell by your face. The smile is about is over.
Oh,
What
Lord.
you got to say about
Listen.
it, man? How you feel about that?
First thing I gotta say is I do not agree with hitting upside the head. I'm just gonna say that. Alright? Wanna put that out there. I'm okay with it. You know. I feel like right now it might be out of necessity. So it just depends on the situation. It's not for everybody. I think it's probably for like 2, 3. I'll even go as far as maybe 5% of America could handle something like that. And I feel that if only 5 or 10% want to handle it, well, you should let them handle it. The problem is the laws against it. I feel like if people are consensual adults, I don't see why there should be laws against it.
What you mean? What law? Like what laws?
What?
Oh, it's illegal. It's illegal in the United States. It's not a legal thing to do.
To be
Yeah, it's actually illegal in most countries, actually.
To get married, but not to be in a relationship.
To be what? Look at all different demographics that get to fight for marriage, correct? So the point is, if consensual adults want to all be married,
they should be able to.
They should be able to do it in the name of freedom that everybody wants to fight for. But it is illegal. It's okay that they've made it illegal. I'm not here trying to start a whole big campaign on that, but I feel like it shouldn't be illegal.
Hold on, now they just I don't like people telling me I can't do. Now you telling me I can't with. Now I got a problem with it.
How do you feel? How do you feel when it comes?
Cause I feel like
to the
I
poly?
would never, ever do no dumb shit like that. That's the first thing. I feel like men always want 2 girls, but it's like, how would you feel if your girl came to you and be like, I want a relationship with you and another nigga? Would you be okay with that?
I ain't gay, so
I mean, I ain't saying you gotta be gay to do that, but would
I'm
you?
I'm not sharing my shit. Like it's dead.
Would anyone want to be in a poly relationship with another man?
No, because how we see a poly relationship and how
I ain't ask you that. Yes or no?
Only one body can be it.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's a pack.
And Najee, yes or no?
And it ain't two.
it gotta be two females. It only works with two females. As a man, for us. You feel me?
In the spirits of what she's saying, it cannot work that way.
Yeah,
Again, some people can make it work that way, but let's not escape the exception for the rule, right? So there are some women who would we call that polyandry, right? There are some women who could probably pull that off and be able to have multiple husbands, and those husbands are able to coexist and make that happen. But I'll tell you, it's probably more successful than polygamy, because I'll tell you right now, men just have a way of probably working things out better way than having a bunch of women working things out. So I'll tell you right now, people who engage in polygamy, they're doing it because it's fun. They're not doing it because it's just like people just get along so well. It is certain small situations that if that person's life calls for it, that they want to engage in that, I just feel that they should be able to do so.
Have you ever been in one? Have you ever engaged?
Yeah, I've engaged in that before myself, yeah.
Are you currently engaged in one?
Hey, hold on.
I just want to know.
Ask the question.
Yeah, are you?
I mean, I've engaged in that. I'll probably engage in that now. I mean, again.
How do you manage the jealousy and the emotions in the relationship?
That's a yes. Easy question, right? How do you manage jealousy and
emotions?
how do you manage the jealousy and emotions in a mono relationship? Because do you feel like there's a lot of jealousy in regular one-to-one relationships between men and women right now in America?
It depends. I thought it depends.
What do you think the percentage might be of jealousy in those relationships?
Everybody got some type of jealousy.
Yeah,
I feel like maybe
I thought with a poly relationship it'll be more because you have to actively see your man in your face with another female.
Okay.
If your nigga cheating behind your back, you ain't gotta see that. You might know of it once things come to the surface, but you're not actually seeing that. But in the house, like regardless of whether they say they agree to be in there or not, you still gotta see that. You're gonna feel some type of way about that.
Yeah, I'm very glad you brought that up actually, because so I'm seeing what the problem is you seeing it. If it was done in secret, like she said, it'd be better. So I guess that's.
I didn't say it'd be better. I said you still feel some type of way, but it hurts more when you're seeing it in your face.
Oh, it hurts more. Okay.
Yes.
So we're trying to level degrees of hurt. So okay, that I guess that's okay too. So those women who wants to manage their degrees of hurt are welcome to do that. But it is what it is. So if you want to give me the percentage of men who are in one-to-one relationships who have another woman right now, they could call it side chick, the chick at the bar, the chick at the office, whatever it might be. But whatever other women they're engaging in, if you guys can give me the numbers in the comment, I'll be happy to see that. Now whether it's 70%, 60%, 50%, 80%, you give me what that number is of what that is going on within one-to-one relationships right now.
What are your expectations?
I think it's probably about 60%.
What are your expectations with like the time, like
What do you
with
mean?
each partner? Like, how do you manage the time?
What do you mean time?
Like, if you're in a poly, do you give them time together, or do
Oh,
they
of course.
both
I
get
mean,
their
yeah.
own separate
I mean,
time?
that's basic. Yeah. I mean, the same way, right? Let's say, like, some married men may be engaged in another relationship, right? Do you think that man manages time between him, his wife, his kids, and that other woman?
You have to do.
Yeah. So the same thing a poly relationship would be doing.
But isn't that like extra stress on you? Like,
Well, that's why a person wouldn't engage in that stress, because again, God not gonna give you nothing you can't handle. So I don't see a man.
That was a good way to use it, boy.
I don't see a man. I would not advise any man to
he
engage
got
in that.
answers for what he needs.
I would not advise any man to engage in that type of relationship if they're not the man for that.
Like,
Yeah.
just dealing with one female is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Two,
So-
I can't imagine. Like, really.
So one thing I want to say is this, right? So what should we do with all the extra females who are going to be single, who have no man? Like the females who have no man,
what's the reasoning?
who have that prospect when they're out there with their number, whatever the reason it may be. So again, there's shadows of reasons, right? I'll give that to them. But at the end of the day, they're out there at that line, single, right? When they're there single, let's say there's 50 of them single behind that line, and let's say there's 20 men. What we supposed to do? Because that's what the number is really going to shape out to. Because that's what it is. There's going to be about 20 men who are available, who are probably the stature that they want, correct? And there's going to be 50 of them waiting for these 20 men. So what should then we do?
Everybody ain't meant to have somebody.
What?
Everybody ain't meant to have somebody.
That's selfish as hell.
No, because in the Bible, not everybody gets married. Not everybody ends up with somebody. Some people, you devote your whole life to whatever you believe in, or you just decide to be single and not be with nobody.
So he that finds a wife finds a good thing.
Yeah, but not everybody finds one.
But what if you find two?
He never said nothing about
Yeah,
it.
it was just one where I worked.
Yeah.
You
And it's
heard
like,
that?
you being two, you being greedy. And a lot of times, if they do end up being in these poly relationships, you're settling. Because you want this man, and you know that the only way that you could get this man is if you agree to be with him and another bitch. So you're settling. It's not.
So you feel like that's automatic?
I'm not
So
saying,
the person
I said a lot of the time, it be you settling.
A lot. Okay.
A lot of the time.
If they get along,
That's
they get
awesome.
along.
So I want to keep addressing what she said really quick. She says a lot of the time, which is cool. So a lot of the times when women are in a one-to-one relationship, mono, right? Relationship, and women are going through the situation right now. Are they settling right now?
If you agree to
'Cause
stay
right
with
now-
a cheater, you're settling.
Because
You're settling.
Because the divorce
You're okay
rates,
with that.
the divorce rates right now, as we speak, between 101, no poly included, the divorce rates right now is like 60%, 50-something%. So did these people settle before, or what's happening with that? Did they settle after? Did they figure out it didn't work? Did the jealousy happen?
Like
Did
I said
cheating
then,
happen?
You know, when you first get with somebody, you're still learning them. And a lot of the times when you guys do decide to get married because you decided, you know what, this is the person I want to be with for the rest of my life. Some people, you get cheated on and you're going to stay with that person. And you know that 9 times out of 10, if they cheat once, they're going to cheat again. So that's, if you decide to say you know your man going to cheat and he like to cheat, you're okay with that. You're settling for that. Because you feel like, you know what, this is who I love and it's okay. I don't think I'm going to find nobody else. I'm too old. I got all these kids. Let me just stay with him. You're settling.
Okay.
I'm not saying as soon as you got in a relationship, you decided to settle. But, you know, if there do become issues like that, outside kids, females keep coming to you about this man, and you decide to still stay with him, you're settling.
I'm really loving that word settling because it looks like it's being used as like a derogatory term as if it's a negative. So I want to understand where the negative is in settling. So just tell me that. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm saying this. You get with somebody, this is your wife. Like, you know, I know you're in a poly, but we're talking about a monogamous relationship. You and one other girl. You get with her, and your wife starts doing you dirty. She had a baby on you. She got niggas constantly coming to you about her. Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay?
No, I would leave.
Okay. So therefore, you don't want to say, okay, you know what, I've been with this person for so long, I'm going to just stay with them. That's settling.
But now you're
That's
talking
what I
about,
mean.
are you speaking from still my perspective or
From your perspective. Like,
I would leave
you know,
because that wouldn't be happening.
if you stay, I'm just saying, if you stayed, wouldn't you be settling? Wouldn't you be saying, okay, this is okay, this person I want to be with, I'm fine with it, they can keep doing what they're doing?
That's not settling. That
Then what
would
is
be
it?
making, like, if I decided to stay, which I
Making
would,
bad decisions.
if I would decided to stay, which that was it, I would just be simping, and I would
That's
be
settling.
I would just be simping because I'm like, you know, it don't matter. I don't care about the food of other dude. I'll share with that with you. That's okay. That's what the
And
dude
you'll
is
take care of that
accepting.
outside baby too.
I'm talking about that person who's doing that. I wouldn't. I mean, you're asking me. I'm trying to answer what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm trying to answer what you're saying. Why that person would do that? I'm gonna answer that for you. Again, that person is then making a sacrifice. There's nothing wrong with that. We call it simping, which is why I'm using that word to help the younger folks who might be doing this. But at the end of the day, it's a sacrifice. That man at that point is just making a sacrifice. Whatever their reasoning is, whether it's the time he spent with the woman, whether it's his children, whether it's the family bond, the woman might have good connections that helps him out with his business. I don't know what his reasonings might be, but there would be a logical reasoning of what the man would do that, and more power to him. But now you're speaking from a woman's perspective. From a woman's perspective, it's not a thing. I'm sorry.
What do you mean it's not a thing?
It's not a thing.
So females can't settle.
It's not a thing. What do you mean settling? your whole idea, your whole goal as a female, tell me, what do you think the true ambition, because I'm going to tell you for a man, so let me answer it for me first, right? As a man, my entire goal, my entire life is based on providing, protecting my family, and growing legacy. That is my purpose in life. My purpose is for legacy, for protection, and for providing. So that's what my purpose as a man is. Everything after that is just nuance, right? It's just enjoying life is what makes me me. Cool. But in the core purposes, those are what holds me together. So then, can you explain to me what those are for a woman?
Repeat that again. I'm not so.
My core as a
totally
man.
blank.
My core as a man, for being a man, is for protecting, providing, and building legacy. This is what actually holds men together as men, period. This is what is supposed, and this is what women expect from us, which is supposed to be basic, okay?
Yeah.
Great. It's supposed to be basic, that your man is going to protect, provide, and provide you with kids, right? Legacy. Boom. So tell me then, what are the pillars for a woman? What is it that she's supposed to stand on? What's her core?
Okay, I can't speak for every woman, but I can speak for myself.
Well, what I just said
going
was supposed to be, no, I want you to speak for every woman.
I'm not speaking for every woman.
No.
Because everybody's
This is the problem.
different.
This is the problem.
Everybody's
All y'all want to
different.
do is cover for each other. Let's talk about it. Like I
Comfort
said,
each other.
Men have accountability for each other. I'm speaking about men here, and I feel comfortable to do that. That I feel like every man feel like they are here to provide
But that's not
security
true.
and legacy. And I'm comfortable with
That's not
saying
true.
No, it is.
I am comfortable with
So
saying
you're saying
to
all
men.
men
But you got
Yes.
want to be provided?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro,
All
come
men
on,
are
bro.
obligated. All
It's
men.
a lot of bum ass niggas out
It's
here.
bum.
They
that-
became bum ass
Listen,
niggas.
Listen,
say
that-
that.
you don't want to
That
provide.
don't mean they
If
want
you a
to,
bum
though.
ass nigga, you know you got kids and you not out there trying to find a job, trying to find a way to make some money to take care of your kids. You don't want to provide for your kids. I don't want to hear none of that. Not all men want to be
A lot of people
providers.
can't get it.
I
Some
go
of
back
them
to my
want to sit
question.
on their
What
ass
are
and have
the
somebody
core
else take care of
values
them.
for a woman's being? What is her duty? What is her purpose for being on this planet?
Her
You
purpose is
tell me
to
what her cores
nurture and
are.
to take care. That is the woman's purpose.
Okay.
To be here, to nurture, to take care, and to help their man. But it has to
To
be
help
the
their
right
man,
man.
what type of help?
Okay.
What is
Yeah.
this help?
To help
What do you
their
mean
man.
by help when you say help?
Because why not? Because without a man, what?
Some females
Without a man,
say-
what?
Without
Because
a
their
man,
whole
what?
goal, their goal is to find a man. Their whole goal is to hunt
Yeah.
for
I ain't saying
the
that.
man. Their purpose and goal is to fight and to hunt for the man. So when they fight the man, then what?
They're going to nurture.
They're
take
going to
care.
subdue
They're going
and submit
add
to
on.
the man.
Yeah, if it's the right man, you will submit.
But I'm
But you're
saying-
here to add on to your man too.
But how do you help? Because like, some females say they ain't going 50-50.
Tell
So
me.
what do you mean by
Okay,
help?
everything is not about 50-50.
Okay, so I know it's not about that, but I'm saying, like, how do you help? You say you're here to nurture, to help, like, help as in, what you mean by that?
Because, you know, you could have a rough day at work. Not only that, a lot of niggas go through a lot of emotional trauma that they don't like to talk about. Your girl is to be there to help be your therapist, to help you relieve stress.
I feel like the woman's core, I will answer the question for you.
I don't need
And
to.
I can get the. No, I can get the.
I don't
can
need
get
to.
the comment. It's
I don't
okay.
need to.
You know what I
And you
mean?
can put your, you can say your opinion, but
Hey,
it don't really,
I'll
it don't
help you
really
out.
matter.
Answer the question
I'll help
for
you out. I'll help you out. Because you didn't want to
What?
answer it.
I
She
already
answered the
said
question.
you're
And you
females
said
nurturing.
are nurturing,
For nurturing.
nurturing,
I'll say
add on to your
For all
man.
females.
For all the
And I feel
females,
comfortable with
Go
saying
ahead, go ahead.
I feel like for all females, their true core should be to be the mother, right? That's their whole
Not
thing.
everybody want to be a mother.
And that's
not
cool.
everybody wants
and
that.
that's cool. That's you're speaking about the exception. It doesn't speak for the majority. It doesn't speak for the majority. The majority of women want to be mothers, want to be nurturers, like you say. They want to protect their home. They want to build a home. You know what builds a home? Like, I could have a house all day, but the woman in there decorating, cooking, and cleaning, raising my kid, homeschooling. Men would actually prefer that women homeschool their kids, okay? Those things, building the true values and nurturing into my kids is what we actually want you for. It's what your actual purpose actually should be. It's to build real purpose in those children that you're giving birth to. Because nothing should be above those children that you're giving birth to. That is your true core, your true duty, and your true reason for being. You can act whatever else that you want. Oh, I want to party, I have to be able to do me, whatever. You can have those nuances. But you're telling me that not taking care of those children that you birth and giving them everything, all that core and nurturing that you're talking about, to make them that great man or woman in the future for the next one, in the next generation. If that's not the most important thing for a woman, then we lost.
That's where we're lost, buddy.
That all goes back to what
They're
I just
outside.
said, nurturing.
There is no nurturing.
That's all that goes back to nurturing, as I stated. It just sounds like you want to be able to do whatever the fuck you want, and for your girl to stay home and just take everything.
It is not the truth.
No, because
it is not the truth.
I
Without
will go
men,
back to that when you were talking about nurturing for the children. If you're not happy, how can you set a good example for your kids? How can you be there for your kids if you're not happy? If your man that's supposed to be this provider and this person that you're confiding in, you know, your hero, whoever the fuck you want him to be, and he's not making you happy, do you think you're going to be happy with your kids? Because you want me to sit here, get cheated on, get my ass beat, and then come back to the kids and be like, oh, it's okay, and then they see mommy got a black eye because daddy done pushed her in the shit.
But now you're talking about an extreme.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying that to you, but I'm just saying.
Even with
Let's
the
not
poly,
jump.
All comes back into it.
even with the poly, how do you think kids view the poly? Don't you think
I'll
it
speak on
causes some
that.
type of confusion?
You're speaking about like a dysfunctional. No one here is speaking for a dysfunctional situation.
Those are varieties, not just that, but you know, even with the cheating and having people coming to you
I
as
can
women,
sit here
that
and
plays
point
a
at
toll on you
dysfunctional
too.
mono relationship all day, and we're not doing that here. So with the poly, all you're doing right now is just pointing out dysfunctionalness that could be, which is okay. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you know why women would actually would settle to have, like you say, the word settle? Because again, that's what you have to do. I mean, again, if you don't settle, you just won't be fighting forever and just not get anything. So that's your point. Your point is like, let's just keep fighting forever. Let's just get nothing and to stand. You're gonna just But listen to me really quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
You will stand on what you're standing on, and the priority will go in the back burner, which is again those kids. Okay, I don't care about any of that. Okay, those kids come first. So at the end of the day, do you know why? Women would make the choice to then settle for a male, an alpha male who deserves that, because again, it's not for everybody. Because what are they supposed to do? When are they out there? What are they supposed to do? Because if that man, all they're doing is just lying. Like people who are in poly, it's just that small percentage who choose to be like, bro, instead of like lying, bro, like this is my lady. This is what it is. Y'all, hopefully y'all get along. Let's get along. Let's try to work it out. That's just what it is.
I love both of y'all.
And it feels like they're being demonized for trying to actually be truthful. Because like I told you, on the flip side of that is the divorces. On the flip side of that is the man just lying. The graveyard is full of men who have many kids that y'all don't even know about. Who's just laying there. And guess what? Them kids never got to know their kids. Them kids never got to know their brothers. Never got to go on a barbecue with their dad for real. Never got to kick ball. Even if that other woman. So the real question then comes down to, is your happiness over your children? Is your happiness worth more than your children?
No one said that.
Is a woman's happiness worth more than the children?
I didn't say that.
Because I'll tell
At
you
the end
right
of
now, mine
the
is
day,
not.
the
Mine
kids
is
do
not
matter. But your happiness does
They
play a
matter
role in
more.
how you raise your children.
They matter more
You
than your
cannot.
happiness.
If you're not happy, how can you pour out good and positive
matter
energy?
more.
You can't.
Happiness
You
is a
can't.
word. Happiness is
You
a word.
can't. If you're not happy with yourself, you cannot pour that out. You're
Happiness-
pouring out nothing but
that happiness is a
negativity,
word.
sadness. That's all you pouring
That
out.
happiness is a word that makes you feel good. It has nothing to do with duty. It has nothing to do with legacy.
yeah.
It has nothing to do with what
At
you're
the
We
end
supposed
look
to
at it
do.
No,
different.
I'm gonna say this.
Happiness has
When your
nothing to do
mom's
with
not
it.
in a good mood,
Do you
is
think
she
men-
nice to you?
You think men are happy?
Exactly.
You think
So
men
you
are
want me to
happy?
raise my children? I'm angry
You
all
think
the
men
time.
are
I'm mad all
happy?
the
You think
time.
men are happy working every single day? You think men are happy providing
Real life,
every
it's
single day?
not.
You think men are
Ain't
happy
happy
when
then.
that door hits
Ain't
at 3?
happy.
When that
Y'all
door hits
worry
at
about
3
happiness.
a.m. When that door hits at 3
We don't worry about
a.m.
9 out of 10, the female spending more time with the children than the man is.
As they're supposed to.
Okay, you're talking about your happiness. We're talking about the female who has to tend to her kids 24/7. If you're not in a good mental state, how can you pour out good energy and do anything right for your children?
And what is controlling your mental state, which is inside your head?
Outside energies. Because a lot of the times you get, when things happen to
You
you,
heard it here first, y'all.
you're overthinking.
Your your brain that's inside your head is being controlled by outside energy.
A lot of people is like that. So when somebody do something
And
to you,
those
it don't
people
affect
I
you.
would say are wrong. You're inside of your head. You should be controlling what's inside of your
That's
dome,
easier
yourself.
said than done. That's easier.
And that's understandable.
Easier said
which
than
is why
done.
the last episode, check it out. You should get some therapy to help with that.
Like we said, it's easier
But
said
it doesn't.
than done.
But it does not default to anybody else. It still is a personal duty because how can I help you with your self-esteem when it's about your motherfucking self?
Yeah, we get that. And that's why people are learning to walk away and get the help that they need.
And then they are walking away, which is why the divorce rates are what they are, which we touched earlier. And you know what? By 2030, about 45% of all women about to be single and cat ladies. Because of that. And you can keep on that. And that's cool.
Listen, I'd rather be single than be with an ain't shit ass nigga.
They'll say that. They'll say that. They'll say that. And then this results to what we have now. So that brings us to now, 2024. YN's wildin'. Chicks out there, sexy red is the thing now. Because why? I did rather you talk crap about your grandmother that put up with your grandfather with the BS to keep her family together.
Okay.
To keep it secret, to make sure that them people still grew up right. Because now you're like, he ain't ish. And I'd rather be out there FM. And let them kids suffer out there because again, my happiness is better. Because let me tell you, they're not actually happy. When you are out there on your OnlyFans doing you, when you are out there dressed with nothing on and nobody's telling you different, you think they're happy? You think that woman that's walking in the club and her nipples are still showing and she's wearing things that she's supposed to be wearing in lingerie in streets, you think that woman is happy? You think that woman who has the biggest BBL on and she's going out there crazy, you think that makes her happy when she is 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and at home with her cats, she's happy? And that BBL is sagging, she's happy? All right, that's cool. And I'll tell you right now, when men are 60, 50, 70, they're just hitting their prime, baby. So let's just keep watching. I will put your thing to the test. And let's put this video to the test. 50 years from now, all them ladies who had that, who thought what you're saying right now, I want to challenge it.
I hope we here in 50
You hear me?
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to be here.
All right. Good.
Because why? I got legacy. I got 5 sons already.
Yeah. My legacy be here too. I got get.
I got 5 sons already.
Okay.
Still counting.
So.
Just because they stay doesn't mean that they're in a good mental state.
Okay.
And what is the mental state of women who are in monotheistic relationships right now? I actually looked it up. I'm gonna tell you right now. I actually brought up some stats for you. Okay. This is the statistics on divorces in America. Okay. As of 2024. As of 2024, between 40 to 50% of all divorces have already failed. This is 2024 statistics right now. So again, everything you're saying already exists. People are acting like these things are situations of poly, and they're putting that stigma on poly. This is just what the world is already, and you're putting it on poly. My argument here is that poly relationships are just like any other relationships. People who are engaging in that are engaging in that because they can engage in that, and let them engage in that in their field. But those numbers that you're pulling up are the same numbers on the one-on-one relationship. So that's why it's not really an argument to me. So again, that's on just the divorce. But let's keep going on it, right? So statistic of women with anxiety right now, all right? Anxiety right now, 23%, all right? 37% of all women, all of them got high anxiety right now. You think that has anything to do with depression? That has to do with the poly? They have it right now with nothing involved. All right? This is just what it is. So when you look at a poly that, but that person's going to be more depressed, more anxious, more that. What do you mean? They got it right now. What is the statistic right now on people being, women having depression issues right now? It shows you. Look.
So you don't think females affected by being in that?
Of course, but they're affected by real life already.
But I'm saying though,
it's the alternative. The point is that you know why poly ever was a thing? It ever was a thing. It came from West Africa. It's not a thing for everyone. It came there because they believe this. Like, let's say this man goes to war and this man died, so they met their women. That's why it started from. It is what it is, right? It's to make sure that every kid had a father. So the reason why I engage in it is because I have multiple baby mamas. I have multiple kids. So why is it that I would wanna work on other relationships before I try to work on my baby mamas that I already
Are
have?
they happy with each other?
You know what I'm trying to say?
How's your
It's not
relationship
about
with you?
them. That's the point. Again, you're still talking
Okay,
about them.
but-
It's not about them. This is the whole problem. You trying
saying
to
it's
put them
about
into
kids.
it.
It's about.
This is
We
about
not
what I'm
saying-
thinking.
I asked you that question
It's not
earlier.
about them. I
Ignore
told
it.
you. I don't care about
I
them.
asked you that
It's
question
not
earlier.
about
I
them.
said, how
I'm
do you
telling
think
you
the
right
kids
now.
feel, though?
I'm on camera, on my face. I don't care
Okay,
about them. It's
how do you
about the
think
kids.
Okay, how do you
The
think the kids
kids
look at it?
need a legacy. The
How do you
kids need
think
to
the
be
kids
able
look
to
at that
interact with
situation,
each
though?
other. The kids need to be able to
That's a great
build a home.
question.
Like right
He
now.
can't answer. He's avoiding it because he's avoiding it.
Yo.
How do you think the kids look at that situation? Being kids, and they see my dad got 2 girlfriends or 2 wives, whatever you want to call it. How do you think they look at it?
The kids don't know anything instead of what you teach them.
So
Isn't that what it is?
what do they call the other?
The kids
Say,
know-
all right, say your BM, you have this BM, you have kids with her. What do your kids with her call her?
They call
How
her
do they-
Miss her name. Respectfully. Miss
But
her
how do you
name.
think they looking at that situation?
What do you mean?
As a kid, like it's weird. It's kind of like.
Because as a kid,
I done seen a lot of fucked up
As
shit,
a
man.
kid-
It's just because you see it.
and it fucked me
Yeah.
up now.
And it's okay.
But I seen a lot of shit as a kid that fucked me
Yeah,
up now.
now, yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like it confused me a lot of shit.
So-
it's like
Again, you just feeling like it would have just been better in secret. That's the point. Like it all just be better in secret. So that's what I'm trying to
until
say.
they get of age.
The world is what it is right now because it is happening all in secret right now. The reason why I brought my stats up is because everything that you're speaking about is happening right now in secret. And this is what the numbers are in secret. So that's okay. I'm okay with that. But what I'm saying, my argument is, if someone wants to engage in that,
That should be
let them
yeah,
engage
should
in
be
that. That's their
cool.
right to engage in
Each
that.
his
And
own.
if you want to engage in your monotheistic
You want that
relationship,
extra
just
stress,
do
you
that.
got it. You want them extra emotions, you got it. To each his own, man. Only got so
I'm
much
just
to
saying.
give.
If you want to do it, do it. But it all goes back down to the parent's mental state. If your mom's not happy, she's not going to be able to give off that good energy and to be a positive role model on you. That's all it really comes down to.
Okay.
How many women are rich in a big home are not happy right now?
And are they good mothers? Don't you see a lot of rich people, they don't have good relationships
But again,
with
this is
their
what I'm
moms.
trying to
They
say. So
don't.
again, so there's
That's all
so there's
it
not
all
good
goes
mother-
back
all
to
those things
the
exist.
mental state.
Bro,
I'm
all
not
those
saying
things
just
exist.
because of
They have
poly. I
nothing to do
literally
with
just
poly.
said if your mom is not in a good mental state, she cannot be a good mom to you. That's all I said. That regardless of whether you're in a poly or mono relationship, single or whatever,
That
if
is
you're
a
not
fact.
in a if you're
That
not
is
in
a
a
fact.
good mental state, you're not gonna be able to be a good mom.
I mean,
That's
that is
it.
a fact. I mean,
Okay.
that's just a fact. But that fact doesn't really add into what this argument is. But again, it's just a blanket
It
fact.
really does
Because again,
because you just
nobody
sat there
can
and
do
said
anything. Okay,
It's all about the children.
can I perform well at my job if my mental state is not right?
Yeah, you have to.
Can I drive my car down the street if my mental state?
No, not really. A lot of people who have mental issues can't even drive.
This is exact. So this is what I'm trying to say. What you're saying here doesn't really add into this argument at all because it's just a basic statement. Is the water wet? Do fish feel water? Like it's just. It's not
It
really
does
adding
go
to
back.
what we're saying.
So you
here.
literally said it's about the children. You don't care about the woman's mental state, but you care about the children. As I said again, in order for her to be a good parent to her children, she has to be in a good
And
mental
who
state.
is supposed to take control of her being
That's
good with
all I
her?
said.
And who is supposed to take control of her being good with her emotions to take care of her kids?
She's gonna take care of that.
And
But
okay.
if there is an outside factor as a shit ass nigga contributing to the deterioration of her mental state, she has to get away.
So are you saying that
And fight
people who
fear
are in
things
poly
out.
relationship that the male is automatically an ain't shit ass?
I didn't say you're automatically an ain't shit ass nigga. I said if there is an outside factor such as an ain't shit nigga. That's what I said.
And that
Read my
applies
words
to a
carefully.
that applies to a monotheistic relationship also.
We can apply
I mean,
to that too.
is what it is.
But as stated, it
All
does,
I'm proving
it
is that
more
everything you're
pressure
saying
when you
applies
are
the same
dealing
way.
with more people in a relationship than one.
Correct. And it applies the same way across a poly. It's my point.
All
Like,
right.
whatever you're saying about a mono, it applies the
I ain't-
same way to the poly.
I got a question though. So to bounce off that, do you prefer? Would you housewife or independent woman?
I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather be an independent woman.
You want a housewife or independent?
And they asked him a statistic I was saying earlier. Okay.
If I don't,
If you had a choice,
housewife
housewife or independent woman?
A housewife is the independent woman gonna think she the boss.
As a man, that's what you would choose. As a man, I would of course choose a housewife. What would you want?
Housewife.
Okay, so the women want to tell men what they want, and they're going off that. They're writing studies
And you're saying things to each other to make each other feel good, but none of you guys are listening to what men actually want.
We don't want
None
no
of you guys
independent bitch.
are listening to what the children actually need. But it's all about your happiness. So okay, hey, and we're fine with that. Like you said, you're doing it. And I already looked up the stats. By 2030, all of you guys are going to be independent because of your life, whatever. And guess what? You're all going to be single to win it. And that's fine. And guess what? Because you're all going to be so single, men are going to are going to be even bigger and bigger because all those single women are going to need something to do. And I'm telling you, they're only going to go after the alpha because 60% of ladies are going after the 20 top percent of men. All those other men that you're talking about, you don't want those men, okay? When you talk about that super sensitive guy, that guy who knows all your emotions, who can beat you right there all the time, okay? He knows how I feel, and he can do the things for me. When you go back to the bedroom, that man ain't putting no Timberlands on. He ain't strapping up. So that's the reason why you end up hitting Ray Ray, okay? All them women who are with those men that you're talking about are sleeping with other dudes.
You're right. You're right.
They're sleeping with their trainers. The trainer.
Thing,
watch out for them trainer. That lady always at the gym.
Good thing.
She always at the gym.
What don't you tell them? What you
And guess what? When my chicks ain't at no gym. The gym's at the crib. We work out together.
Somebody say don't date a woman that don't respect your wife. Somebody say.
Nor your girlfriend. She must respect your wife or your girlfriend.
Hey, girl.
Hey, but no. The reason I say I don't mind my wife having her independence while being a housewife.
She's not a slave.
You feel me? I don't know, baby, do you? But you really ain't gotta do nothing. You feel me? But do you? Cause me being a divorced man who just was in the house with bro, like, I should have stayed single and just kept doing me.
Imagine this.
I would have won.
A lot of women, when they say they want to be independent, think about this. Boy, do you think a man who's working, providing, think about a man who makes $350. Let's say I make $350K a year. That means I can have my wife at home. I make $350K a year. My wife is at home. Now you can call her a housewife. Now, my wife wakes up in the morning, drop my kids off in the bus stop at 6, whatever. After that, she's at home. My house is kind of clean because if she keeps it up clean, it's not that hard to clean, right? She could probably get it clean within a couple of hours. So by 10 o'clock, she's available, okay? So if my wife then at home, because she's so ambitious, she's that lady, starts a business. Let's say she starts showing houses. She becomes a real estate agent. Let's say she starts to make content creation. Let's say she starts to write books.
Just no
Let's
OnlyFans.
Let's say she starts a class to teach people how to get their finances together. Let's say she starts the tax business. Do you think the man is going to tell her not to be independent? But they don't want to do that. To them to be independent, they got to be able to walk out there with the shortest clothes on, show their butt. They got to be able to make their own money, buy their own apartment, and not have to answer to any man. So when you say independent, that's what it really means. Because if you were with your man, taking care of your home, and you were doing your thing to make yourself independent, that man was going to tell you to stop. As long as you're picking up his kids, the house is still clean, that food is still cooked, you can do whatever the heck you want to be independent if you are that 5-star big, because you're that big who can just manage everything. So manage the home first, and then you can get whatever else you want. But you ain't going to get what you want, and then you think you're going to have a man to then sit back and then trust that you're going to manage his home.
A lot of bitches can't even manage their emotions.
They can't manage their closet, bro. You seen chicks' closets lately? Get out of here,
shit.
Bro. You seen their car? Every time you walk in their car, I was just about to clean it. Don't worry about all these cups. I was just about to clean it. I was the back tire flat and the other window broken, but I was just about to fix it.
Just because you're independent means that you have to walk outside with short clothes on?
That's what it means to modern women. That's what it means to modern women right now.
No,
and when young women
being independent
look very great,
meaning that you don't have to depend on a man for anything.
These young women
you're able to provide for yourself, and a lot of these men that want housewives use their power with their money and all this stuff to keep control over you. So no, a lot of these housewives don't have side businesses and all the
No,
shit that y'all
no,
talking
okay,
about.
but
I understand what she
A
said.
lot of them don't. They be
I
at
understand what she
home
said.
taking care of the kids, making sure the house is clean, making sure dinner is ready for their man when he comes home. And then it's like, you really can't do much. Like, oh, let me ask Arthur if it's okay if I do this. Let me ask Arthur if I go get drinks with the girls. Like, no. People be independent because a lot of these housewives get left and don't know what to do. Have all these kids, don't know how to get a job. They haven't worked in so many years. And you need that work experience in order for you to get to working.
You think about
So, like I said again, you're mad about people being independent because they want to have their own. They don't want to be dependent on another person. Like, oh, can I get this? Is it within our budget to get this? If you can go get a job and make shit happen for yourself, go do that. Don't wait on no nigga to help you out.
Okay, understood. So 2 things with that. I feel like everything you said is so bad for the young women because that's why I care about this. Okay? When you think about your grandma, you think about your old aunties, you think about these women, you remember the classiness of these women.
Mm-hmm.
Like my aunties to this day, I can't even cuss around them. You know what I'm trying to say? So now these young women are being influenced to walk and talk in the way that you're saying, right? That's one thing. So let's just put what you just said into game right now. Z, you a rich man with money right now. And your wife is a housewife and is doing everything she's supposed to do. And it's like, honey, I want to go out with the girls. Or you going to give her some money to go out? Is she going to have to ask you for money? What are you going to do? Are you going to let her go out?
Yeah.
Do you feel like at that point your woman is actually going to need your permission to do that? Or do you feel like she's going to do it for pleasantries, for of course to show some respect, whatever. That's just good. But do you feel like, oh, she better ask for permission or she can't leave here? No. Is that the way you would want to actually treat your woman when you're a rich man and you have a housewife? No. Okay, cool. Is that the way if you were a rich man right now and you had a housewife and she wanted to, start her own little business and be a little more independent, go to the tennis track with the girls, do some things? Is that how you would treat her or want to treat her?
No, but you can't listen. Sometimes you can't.
But let me tell you, that's not the way I would want to do that either. So what they're painting is, they're painting this whole big zoom on this small men who do abuse their power. It is known. There are a lot of men who abuse their power and a lot of women who abuse their power. Okay? So we can all sit there and talk about the exceptions, but they're not the rule. The rule is men will take care of their women. We will do anything for you guys. I'm going to tell you right now, women only have the right to talk crap about men because men allow you to do so. Because if men today in society would just stop to protect women, what would you do? If another man right now would be like, you know what, I want to take you, and another man didn't do something about it who was righteous because we are, what would you do?
A lot of them don't do nothing.
He ain't righteous. You heard what he said.
Argument is over. I'm telling you, everything that you're standing on is because of men's graces, man. Are you serious? They paint men to be out so disgusted, to be so this evil. But everything that you have is because of men. I'm telling you, you are allowed to still be. I'm telling you, this day, if men today lift the curtain up and say like, we ain't protecting these girls no more. Y'all can do whatever you want. There's nothing women could do about it to stop it. Nothing. They won't be able to stop it at all.
There's men who's wired to like.
You are only able to even walk in the streets and be a procreate and do all these things because men allow it.
That's crazy. That's very
Look
crazy.
at facts. It is what it is.
Very crazy.
If today men all decided to not protect women and there would be no women's right, what would you do? What would you actually do? Because you can say it's crazy, but I'm still hearing because I'm talking my ish. I'm talking my ish, and I want to hear what you would actually do to stop what I just said.
They're not doing anything.
What would you actually do to stop it? I want to hear facts. What would you actually do to stop men right now from taking all women right now and be like, you know what? That's mine. She's mine. She's mine. Those 5, you ain't coming over here. And I want to see what women would actually do to stop men from doing that. If they actually stood up today and did that.
He ain't lying. Like, you got a point, Trish. He has a point.
Going in one ear out the other.
We know that.
Shit. I don't hear shit.
We know that. But he has
And we allow you to do, like I said, and it's good, and that's how we are. That's how gracious we are, because we want that. Men are good first. We are good first, okay? We are good first, and that's why they need to understand. I'm sick of us being demonized as these evil,
Dog ass.
crazy, dog-ass people, like you just said, ain't ish-ass people. It is not the truth. Most men are good men, okay? Most men are drugged to the mud. Like, there is nothing worse in America right now than family court. You want to find out what the culprit is, what's destroying the black community? Check family court. Planned Parenthood. That's what's destroying us. And they're held up pillars by women, destroying their own kids for a check. Please. Men will never let that happen. That's why the statistics show married couple, their children have a way better chance of succeeding than a single mother. And if it's a single father, they have the exact same chance of succeeding than a married couple.
Yep.
These are facts. Women alone produce nothing but
Real
crap.
facts.
And we've seen it, and those YNs are all over the streets right now.
Yeah,
And that's why you're sick of
terrorizing.
dating them. That's why you hate them. You're sick of dating them. Because you raised them. Congratulations.
You right though.
That's a fact.
You right though. Cause
The numbers don't lie.
well, numbers don't lie.
And most men right now are
It-
raised by their moms.
like-
Their moms.
I give all single mothers their kudos for you feel me. I give them because it's tougher than you think. But being a single man raising my son, going through what I was going through, I think it. Yeah, I think I fare a little better than if it was the other way around. It wouldn't have been. Feel me? If she was in my position and had to start over with Si, I don't think it would work out the same way. I don't think so. I don't think he would be listening. Like, I don't think.
Discipline. I see it.
Who?
It's
Si the baddest one?
discipline.
I ain't saying he the best one, but he barely listen himself, so
Discipline level.
But
Who? That boy listens to everything.
okay,
Everything.
okay.
But like, the discipline level is different.
Yeah,
It's way different
it is.
than your mom.
Your mom and dad is just
Way
different. Like,
different.
I say, you ain't gonna understand till you get older and you have kids. And that shit really changed the outlook of kids. Everything I used to think before I had kids don't even matter no more. Like, it don't even fucking matter.
Listen, men understand the benefits that women have, and we don't try to step on that. This is the problem. The only reason we're even having this conversation is because women just don't want to accept the benefits that men have. We have some benefits.
That y'all don't.
We have some things that we get to have that you guys don't. It's what it is. The world is not fair. This is what's driving me sick. This entire world wants this fair, even, we
Somebody
all
gotta
feel
be-
good.
yeah, somebody
This
gotta
is not a Disney movie, bruh. This
ain't.
is real life, bruh. This is not a Disney movie. We're not even. There are things that you have as benefits and we respect. And we will not step on that, okay? There's a reason why they'll let you into the club for free, and bro, you gotta pay that 20, bro. What you talking about? Okay, it is what it is. You know what I'm trying to say? It is what it is. And you're not gonna see men fight at the door about that. There's a reason why we don't fight at the door about that. We understand that. And the same reason is women want to deny nature. This is the only reason why men cheat. It is their nature. If you have a man that doesn't want the children to cheat, that's great. Have that. Dude, that is awesome. But if there are men who are alphas and who have that prowess, who are able to handle multiple, they should be allowed to do so.
Can you love more than one person? One more female?
Thank you. Can you love more than one person? Is that possible to love more than one person? That should be a question for the panel. Can you love more than one person?
One female?
Z, can you love more than one
I'm
person?
not looking
Yeah.
at females.
Can you love more than one guy?
No.
Very handsome.
No.
Come on, mellow.
No.
He got the big
I already
lips.
said
He
no.
licking them.
Then I already said no.
Can you say like this?
I already said no.
Come on, girl. You're not thinking about how good he looking.
No, I already
Say like
said
this.
no.
Can you be in love with more than one person? Like,
I think you can.
You can.
So again, the argument here is because of that, right? You
Yeah,
can.
you can.
The problem is that they think you really can't, but it's
You
not
can.
true.
For a man,
really
you can.
man,
A man can.
A man
Yo,
can.
a man can have his wife, my dude, and be thinking about her all day, and then he's at war for 10-something years, and had a little side piece that he loves, and had a son with her
I'm
that he
only love
loves,
one person.
and then love both these women,
The same.
and not hate them, and
Yeah.
not want to leave the other one for
Yeah,
the other one.
yeah.
His ideal would be that they would work together. Now he's gonna have to manage it and choose because you're gonna force him to choose. You're gonna break his heart and leave that man dead in the dirt so you can feel better. And that's what it's about. It's about women feeling better and men
dying for it. I know I'm not dying for none of that.
Cause listen,
I believe in craziness. I done died many times and came back, and this time I ain't dying for nobody. That's what I know.
listen, it's like this. He created Eve as the second. She wasn't the first. You feel me?
Lilith was the
Lilith
first.
was the first.
And most people don't know that, but they know their Bible so much.
But-
they don't know about Lilith though, but okay.
Lilith was created just like we were created.
And she kept thinking like a man.
She
like
kept
Steve
thinking
Harvey.
like a man. And Adam came, hey man, that bitch you gave me.
She
that
ain't
hoe
working, she
tryna-
broke it.
She ain't listening. What I'm trying to get them to do, she ain't. And when he
This
came
is
back
real.
and said, I got you. Then when he put Adam, I'm make it out of
I'm
you.
out of your rib, right?
She part of you.
So that way she can
She's
submit
part
to
of
you.
you.
Who is Lilith? Explain that.
I'm telling you, look it up,
Look it
bro.
up.
Look it up. You got a
She was
phone.
the first woman.
Seriously, look it up.
Look it up.
Look up who
I
Lilith
promise
was.
you, bro.
Lilith was
It's in the
Adam's
Old,
first wife.
it's in the
Look it
Old
up.
Testament, bro.
Right. Y'all can look it up.
Man,
you can
it's
look it up
in
too.
there. It's in Genesis.
I'm glad you brought that up,
It's
and it
in
wasn't me
Genesis, my
actually,
nigga.
because that
It's
is
in
true.
Genesis, bro.
Because what you said was
They used
tried
to teach
already
us
in
this
the
in church when I
beginning
was
of
a
time,
kid, and
and
then
that
they
was
just
Lilith.
stopped it, bro.
Yeah, and that was Lilith.
I'm trying to
Exactly.
tell you, bro.
She even
And
tried
it's in the
to.
book of Enoch
She
and all
even
that.
tried to. She even tried to topple God like she
Yeah.
was God at one point. That's why God had to put her down. Like, oh no, girl, you crazy. Because she thought she's the matriarch, that she's the thing, that she's the bringer of life. Exactly. For example,
Help me, baby.
for example,
Cap.
this is another cap right here.
First female is Eve. First
Bro.
one, when God created Adam and Eve, they weren't physical bodies.
They were the spirit.
They were in spiritual
Yeah.
forms.
When they
So
ate.
there was no regular physical
Look up
form.
Lilith.
That's what people understand.
Look up Lilith. Then.
After they ate the fruit, that's when they actually began to know that they were naked. They didn't even know they were naked until because they disobeyed God. Their bodies they became physical. That's why at the end God said when He recreated us, He's gonna create us with His own physical hands. It's not gonna be these bodies. It's gonna be bodies out of God's own hands. That's basically how He created Adam and Eve. I don't know this Lilith created character y'all talking about, but the first woman. If you say the first woman was Lilith, that means she'll be the first human. That means she'll be the first one that come out of His rib. God already knew that sounds like the devil you talking about. That's like a sermon.
Bro, it's in the
Not
Bible,
in
bro.
the Bible. Not
It's
in
in
the
the Bible, bro. It's in the
He said not in the
Bible.
King James. He's right.
It's
He's
in
not
the Bible,
King
bro. It's
He
in
said
the
not in the
Bible.
King James.
Find a verse where it speak of this.
He said not in the King James.
Now retype it in. Put first female in the Bible. Let's see what comes up. Put first female in the
Of
Bible.
course, of course, Eve won't come up.
That's the
Ask
devil.
it- go
He
ask
just-
the pastor.
He just
Go
showed me
ask
a
the pastor.
lady with horns on her head.
Bro,
That's the devil. That was a serpent.
they give you all different types of motherfucking pictures. You know that, bro. You know that, bro.
It's not-
Listen,
show me. If you
I'm
can show
telling
me
you.
this book, I will show you.
Listen, I'm not
But when
hanging
it-
my argument on that, but I'm just saying.
When it comes to that book, I can go round for round when it comes to that book. But we're not on that. That's not what this topic is about.
bro, I'm trying to tell
We'll
you.
come back to it because I got to get back on that topic on an episode.
Lilith is a figure mentioned in the Bible, bro.
I just say pull up the.
I'm
Bible
finna pull up the verse. I'm finna.
That's
I
not
was
a
gonna ask
verse.
you a question.
Yeah,
I
that's a
forgot.
verse.
Bro, I'm
Next
finna
question.
pull up the verse.
I
Because
forgot.
you
I'm
asked me
trying to
these
remember.
questions,
I'm
you
trying
got to
to
come
remember.
with it because I got real answers.
It wasn't a Lilith's
It's-
question. You know, he brought that up. I just thought it was a cool thing he brought up. I was like, he brought that up. It wasn't
I
me.
ain't
That's actually
your regular
pretty-
capper on the
That's
day.
pretty
Look,
good. That'd have been
read
tried
look.
before.
You can't even read the Bible.
That'd have been
unless you're
tried
in the-
before.
You can't even read the Bible and understand the Bible unless you're in the
Tell me,
Spirit.
okay.
God has to open that up for you. So people just be reading the
So
Bible.
tell me
in the
why
beginning,
every-
in
tell
the
me why every
beginning,
society-
in the beginning.
Why every society been run by men and that women ain't run a society yet, like the Amazons? Like, how come we don't have the Amazon women run society yet?
Everything's controlled here, though.
No, I'm asking now a genuine question. Then everything we're saying, let's just rock with it. Why we don't have that women run society?
Isaiah
Female.
34.
The female run society.
It can't be it.
Old
Glad you
Testament,
found
Christian
this verse.
Bible, this book.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you found this. No, for real. I
Yeah,
read into this.
yeah, bro, I'm
I read
telling
into this
you.
back in the
I don't
day,
see
but
that
look
as
back
nothing.
into
I don't
it.
see
Bro,
that as
I'm
nothing.
pulling up the Bible right
Pull
here
up
for
a
you.
verse. I want to see
I'm pulling up the
actual
verse, bro.
Where does it say
I'm
anything
telling
about
y'all.
her? It
Y'all
says
look it up,
that
man. Lilith, man.
She's a mythic.
She's not a
Don't
myth,
waste your
man.
time.
Bro, I'm
She's not a
telling
myth.
It's a myth.
Look, it's right here.
It's a
I'm
myth.
pulling
They
up.
have yet to show me a book in a Bible verse that
I'm
actually
finna
says
pull
that.
up. It's right here, bro.
What Adam gonna go to another? You sound at this point. You sound like there's a pimp or something. She tricking females. I'm gonna give you Eve. How she gonna give
No,
you Eve?
ain't nobody
gave you
say.
Eve.
Ain't nobody say.
That's what he just
Ain't no,
said.
no, he ain't say that.
How?
Ain't nobody say God.
How? Explain to me. Explain Lilith's story. When did she come to pass?
Lilith came before Eve,
How?
cause she was the first one that he made.
How did he make her?
He made her the same way he made us. Without
Breathe
red.
breath into him.
That's where it's all cap.
I looked at
Why
the
did he
negatives.
make so if you look it up, why would he make one female regular and make another female come out of a regular
Because Adam
man?
came back. Ask your pastors. There's pastors.
No,
they took it out the Bible,
they
bro.
did not.
I'm telling you, bro.
They did not. They did not. It doesn't make
Alright.
sense. It's
Come
like
here,
contradiction.
come near ye nations to hear ye.
There's nothing that say anything about
Come on, bro.
We're
Come
gonna
on,
find
bro.
out. Hey,
What
right
does
now, everybody
nations have
look
to
at
do with
that.
that?
Come on, bro.
What is?
Come on,
listen,
bro.
why would God create a female one way just to create another one off the rip? That's contradiction. It don't even sound. It sound like blasphemous right now.
I like
No, it
I like what
doesn't,
you just
bro.
said there
No,
because
it
it is
doesn't.
true.
Makes sense.
Because it is true what you
No,
just
bro.
said.
Makes sense.
Because God does not contradict himself.
Exactly.
God never does that.
Listen, he don't.
I want to stay there. Hold on. God does not contradict himself. Never does.
Facts. As long as you know that.
He don't.
As long as you know that.
I'm saying that
As long as
because
you-
I'm gonna come back to that. At one
I want
point.
this
I'm
question.
telling you, I'm gonna come back to that.
Please.
I'm gonna come back to
I
that.
done made atheists.
What?
I done made atheists believe in God.
What?
And it's on
Okay.
my book record.
Let me tell you. Okay, I'm not even gonna go too deep in it, but just to scratch, I'm gonna start in the beginning where everybody will know just what you said. The Adam and Eve thing. Let's go Adam and Eve.
Not
Right?
every spirit.
No.
Everybody said, I'm a spiritual
I'm not even
person.
gonna go too deep.
What
right?
spirit? This is what people
I'm
say.
gonna
I'm a
let you
spiritual
cook.
person.
I'm gonna let
The
you
question
cook.
is,
I'm
you
gonna
can
let
be
you
a
cook.
spiritual person, but what
I'm gonna
person?
let you
What
cook,
spirit?
bro.
What spirit are you the spiritual person to?
Exactly.
There's many different
There
spirits.
is. There
Okay,
is. There is.
I'm
There
only to
is.
one
All
spirit.
right,
That's
boom,
God.
boom. So let's hit it like this.
God.
Let's hit it like this. Let's hit it like this. God don't contradict himself. Nothing like that. I'm not even gonna go too far from where you're going from.
Just hit it. Like, it's
So
not like
God
it's gonna
then
work.
created a woman, Adam and Eve, put the tree there that he told them not to touch. And then they touched it and sinned. And because they sinned, kicked them out for it because he was angry. Why did God put the tree there? Because God should know that they were going to do that and then punish them because they didn't even know, like you said, they didn't even know they were naked until they ate the fruit. But then punishes them so harshly. Punishes the woman with the
Leviticus
cramps, punishes the
19:8.
man with hard work. Why would God then do that to two perfect creations that he created and put the Bible and put the tree there? Because God doesn't contradict himself. So then explain that to me. I'm not even gonna go to Let's just stop.
Leviticus
I want him to answer
19:8.
this. I want him to
Leviticus
answer this.
19:8.
I want him to answer this.
At the end of the
I
day,
found a verse.
Because I don't want to go far in
yes,
the Bible.
yes, at the end of the day, people's favorite thing is, why would God put us on this earth? He already knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Is it-
All I said was a contradiction.
All right,
So
watch
it's a
this.
contradiction.
Watch this. God knows this and that. At the end of the day, either you serve God or you don't.
I'm not saying I don't believe in God, by the way.
I know, but I'm saying he put them there because it was a test. That was the first test. That was the first test.
Which he knew they were going to fail, and he punished them this harshly, and now
How
we
did
are
he
in what
punish
we
them?
are.
How did he punish them?
Isn't that what the Bible says?
How
That
did
he
he
punished
punish
women with the cramps, the pain of having childbirth, and men with hard work, right?
See, I understand.
That they always have to break their
Yeah,
backs to make anything come out of the earth and kick them out of the Garden of Eden as a test that he knew they were going to fail. He or she knew that they were going to fail.
Again, earlier, like I said, when they was in the Garden of Eden, they wasn't even in physical form. After they ate, that's
What does that have to do with
God?
God's knowledge of knowing everything?
He's gonna let them. He makes you
What?
make a decision.
So he's gonna let them fail.
This all goes back to what I said.
He's gonna make the creation and let them fail.
He gives you a choice. If I have to make you serve me, then that love ain't genuine.
Okay.
He gives us all free will. My mom and everybody say this.
Okay.
Oh, God, this and that. Why he just don't everything not good? Da, da, da. If I have to force you to love me as a cousin, as a brother, anything, that means you don't really love me because I'm.
Don't think that I'm
forcing you to
saying
do
God's
something.
not real.
That's
I'm just
basically
saying,
what it is.
I'm addressing what you're saying that God doesn't have contradictions.
There is no contradictions.
But they say, it's
So then I'm
they said
asking
they left-
explanation of what I'm
left
asking.
then I'll
You
say
didn't
man
really
has to
answer
work
what I was
hard.
asking. All
It's
you
all
did
part
was
about being a man. It's
all you
about
did
being
was
a
then
man.
all
A
you
man has
did
to work hard.
all you did was then
It's
you didn't answer my question. All you did was say that I'm being blasphemous and all these different things, which I'll listen to that. But I want you to answer my question then. Okay? God is all knowing, like you said.
Exactly.
Put you through a test. What test if you already know I'm going to fail it? You have seen it. You have seen it. You have seen it. You created me and you knew I was going to fail it. You put the tree there and then you told me to go to the test that you know I'm going to fail just to kick me out and give me the pains forever. So why would you do that knowing that you was going to do
We
that?
were born in sin and shaped into iniquity, buddy.
And because you already knew that. So okay.
We were born in sin and shaped
So
into
okay.
iniquity.
And this God that you're
But they didn't give him a
describing,
chance.
you think that I'm speaking word of the devil. I'm telling you that the God that you're describing, I don't think would do that because that is a contradiction. Now the God that I'm describing is a real good God, and I don't think that
But you're
God
still
would
working,
do that.
correct?
And it's
With
the
God
same
you're serving,
God.
you're still working, correct? You're still doing all these things you just said that the other God cursed you with. Are you still doing these things? What does your God do? So special.
I'm just speaking about God in a general term.
General term.
I'm speaking God in a general term because I believe in a higher power.
Higher
Again,
power.
I don't know
What higher power?
I don't know which God of which Bible that we should be believing in. Again,
going to the
I'm
one
not
that-
out here
I'm going- I
speaking.
believe in the one that
I'm not
came
out here
for
speaking
me.
on any particular single religion. I believe in
Jesus.
higher power.
Jesus.
Period.
That's what I
I'm
believe
speaking
in.
higher power.
The
Period.
man who
But I
died,
asked you a
yes.
question that you haven't answered to me. Because I'm telling you,
We
you
were
said
born
that God
in
already
sin and
knew that
shape
we were
until
going to
make
fail
it.
this test,
Life has to play how it is. We're born in sin and shaking sin.
and here we are.
Many
And
are
we're
called
doing
with
it.
few are chosen. You feel me?
Okay.
Like, that's how it is. Many are called with few are chosen.
Okay.
Just because you have a calling on your life don't mean you're going to heaven.
I feel like
You can know it
God.
all.
I feel like you're going to the. I feel like God is.
So like I said-
feel like God is us.
That
God
we're
is
not
everything,
God. Obviously,
everywhere,
because He created us, but
expressing
He
itself
isn't us.
in the
He
good
isn't
and the
everywhere.
bad.
Because He also
Because-
say that this world is of the devil. He also said that the devil is the air, the prince of the air. That's what
So
he
why
said
did the devil, when God asked the devil, where you been? I've been on earth doing what you told me to do. What you told me to do.
Where did He say that? When did He say that? Let's go to the word.
Don't they say that the devil and God talk all the time?
Show
They
me.
ain't got a close
I need-
relationship.
when you say,
So God
when you
is
come
God,
to me,
but God
I'm the
hasn't
type of
just
person. I'm gonna bring you
smack-
facts. You bring
he
me
hasn't
facts. When you say this, yes, He's the same God I talk. Show me the verse that it said that. Pull it up.
So you saying that didn't happen?
Pull it up.
I mean, I don't.
I'm
I've read.
gonna let you
Listen,
pull it
I've
up.
read the book a long time, and I read the whole thing.
What did it say?
And I
What
kept
did it
all
say?
the
Okay,
stories
what
I
did
need
it
to
say?
know.
What did
I don't
it
have
say?
to. You see, this is the thing about Christians do. They think
Christians
that
do.
if you don't remember the exact verse it
All right,
came
I can
from,
find it for
they
you.
won't denounce
I
what
can
I'm
find it for you.
saying.
What did He say?
Then
What did he
find
say?
it.
What did he
Find
say?
it. Find what I'm saying. Because you think if
I'm
I
saying, what did He say?
Because your whole thing is if I don't know the word for word what I'm saying is not true. But yet if I'm so crazy, then
Watch
how
this.
can I have just said what I have just said? If I didn't read it or know what I'm talking about.
Because, like I said earlier, if you were listening to me, half the people that read the Bible won't understand the Bible because you have to be tapped in to read the Bible. God has to give you access. You have to be.
I
in
went
the
into
spirit.
3 months of
You-
isolation to do that.
Just
Because I did do what you
just because
said.
you went to 3 months
Anybody who
isolation
knows
don't mean
me-
you're gonna see it.
Anybody who
Many are
knows
called
me-
with few are chosen. Okay.
It's Job 1 verse 7.
Okay.
Where you come from, said the Lord to Satan, from roaming. Where you come from?
You could have one verse and be out.
From roaming throughout the
Exactly.
earth, going back and forth on it.
And that's used on both sides. That's the point, right? You can just use one verse and then run with it.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
But he did say that. He
Yeah,
did say
Job
that.
1.
Again,
Job 1 through
this
6.
is the reality. The reality is,
Pull the verse
if
up.
God
Job
smited the devil today, there would be nothing. There would be absolutely nothing. They need each other to play this dance. We've talked about this before.
God don't need
So
that.
again, I'm
He
just trying to say,
he allows the
you
you
devil.
guys
He
think this
allows
world
it.
is just so black and white,
That
and
goes
it's not.
back to,
It is
goes
a
all back
dance.
to He gives us
It's
a
a
free
dance
choice.
that we're playing.
He gives us a free choice.
It's
that
a
goes all
dance.
the way back to what I just said. He gives us a free
The
choice.
free choice
God
of being
doesn't need
poly.
the devil. At the end of
You
the
know,
day, God is
doing all
God.
that.
It's
The
either he's
free
for God
choice-
live and for God
The free
die,
choice
or
of these
just
women
dead.
being
That's what
independent
it
and
is.
being single, the free choice of men being poly, the free choice of all of this
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah,
This
I
is
feel
the
that's a
point.
free
This is the
choice.
world of free choice. So we should all be happy. Free
That's not the
choice.
free choice. He didn't. Free choice don't mean do what you want. That's not what that means. That's what you're
Oh!
not understanding. That's
So
not
tell
it.
me God's stipulations on free choice.
What you mean free choice? Free choice as in you're either gonna be in the world. Again, that's partying, dancing, drinking, smoking. Again, the Bible will say we're in the world, but we're not of the world. So that means the things that you do, the things that you see normal people do, as in go outside. At the end of the
It's
day, I'm not
speaking of
claiming
this
to
physical
live.
plane.
I have my ups and downs right now as living in
It's
that
speaking
life.
of this physical
I'm not
plane.
saying that I walk the walk. I'm not saying that I walk the walk that I should walk, but that all goes into context. We're in the world, but not of the world. I can't walk the same way that someone would be walking. You get what I'm saying? It's all we'll get back into all this. We're short on time right now.
Listen, this one got it. Woo! I love this.
This topic gets me up because I know the word. for
Listen.
real. And the God that I serve,
I feel
and
you.
Jesus, when I was on my dying bed, and when I looked in the sky and I seen Satan, and the only word I could say was Jesus. When I died multiple times, I had an encounter and I prayed and I used the name of Jesus and I seen demons from my own eyes and I pled the blood against them, the blood of Jesus, and I seen those demons run away. That's what made me a believer. You have to go through those to believe. I can't expect you to believe because you only seen so much, and I understand where you come from, certain things and from your
I
country.
would
that
never
are spiritual.
undermine your experience,
You know what I'm
and you
saying?
should not undermine mine. Let's
Exactly.
just say that.
But still, I know the
You
truth.
see, because I will respect your position, and I will not undermine your position or your experience.
When people
But
say they're spiritual, what
but no,
spirit? There's
if
a lot of
you are
spirits.
if you are smart as you say, knowledgeable as to say, understand what I'm saying now, I will not undermine your experience, but know what you're saying, as you should not undermine my experience in what I have experienced.
Right,
Because
right,
I
that's
have
wrong.
gone into 3 months of isolations and read the book that you're speaking of throughout.
Just because you go through isolation don't mean you will understand the book again. You have
So
to
here
under
you are
the
judging
spirit.
my experience
I'm not
because you had a
judging
different one.
I'm not judging your
You're
experience.
pulling
but you're
of what I'm pulling.
You're misconcepting
If a
the Bible.
genius,
You don't
if a
understand.
genius read a book,
God has
if a
to give you
genius read a
access.
book, if a genius read a book and understand it within 30 minutes, you think because you read it 50 times, you understand it more than
It's
him.
spiritual. Because different contexts mean different things. Different verses, different books align with other books.
Which is
This may say
exactly
this,
what brings
and it
on
may
my
align
argument.
to the other books.
I would not have
You don't
any argument.
You probably don't know the.
I wouldn't have an argument if what you said was not a fact. I wouldn't have an argument if what you said was not a fact.
You have to have the right doctrine.
I would not have an argument if what you said was not a fact. Everything about that book can be interpreted as you please to fit
Not
whatever
as you please.
your narrative
It's
is.
not your
And that's what
narrative.
has been
It's
happening
what
throughout the
aligns up.
ages,
It's
which
not.
is what has
It's not.
caused all the multiple
It's not.
wars
It's not.
that has caused
It's
in the
not.
world.
It's
These
not.
are actual facts, my sir.
It has not.
That book
All
and the
those
interpretation,
all those false Christianity and all
you
those
can
blasphemous
label
people,
it as you
all
like.
those
They are
Christians,
false.
That's what they
That's
all
not
fault.
what it
That's
is.
what
You
they
may
fault.
That's not
label
what
it that
That's
way,
what they
my
fault.
guy.
That's not what it is in
You
the
may
real world. That's not
label
what
it
is in
that
the
way.
spiritual world. That's not what it is.
You
in
may
the
label
book.
it that
You
way.
have to read to understand.
You
what's
may
going on.
label it
Everything
that
that's
way.
going on now, everything you see now is already
You may
prophesied
label
to
it
happen.
that way, but
It's
the
gonna
action
happen.
stands still. The action still
It's gonna
stands.
happen. I'm saying it's gonna happen though. We'll see.
The action stands.
This one is a good one. Listen, we came from Polly. I brought up Lilith to she ain't shake off.
Adam and Eve, man.
Lilith
Y'all do y'all
got,
research out here. Look
Hey.
it up. Don't take our word for it.
we want these conversations to happen.
Don't take our word for it.
We want these conversations to happen. Somebody gotta figure it out. You feel me? It's either right or wrong, good or bad. Him or him.
You gotta
Pick
talk
choice.
about it.
What
You gotta
spirit
talk
are y'all
about it.
entertaining? All y'all females with the sages and the beads. Yeah, you're
They don't know
spiritual,
what spirit
but
that
what
is.
spirit?
The wrong spirits.
Every
with
spirit
that.
ain't good. Everybody that say Jesus ain't going to
exactly
heaven.
right. That's right.
And the devil's a
The pastor probably ain't going either.
The devil's a serpent, so he can mislead you. He can manipulate you into thinking something what it's not. Don't be sleep.
That's the truth.
And that right there
Telling the truth.
will end it for this beautiful, great conversation we had. It's your boy, I am Juan Kenobi. You catch me everywhere. I am Juan Kenobi.
It's your boy Najee Joseph. Always follow me at The Current Coach on YouTube and at Najee Joseph the One on all social media platforms.
It's your boy Suave, aka General Z. You can follow me on IG at SUAV_.
And it's Trisha. You can follow me on Instagram at sincerely.trisha with 2 A's.
Blah.
Bow.
Taking notes of my breath. I love my sons, boy. I love y'all to death.
See, when you a real nigga, you gotta keep it, you gotta hunt it. This for the pains and struggle. This for the real niggas. Matter of fact, I need General Z on this bitch, nigga.
General Z, man.
Talk to him.